Hello, everyone. Well, we've come to the end of our World Toilet Week 2018. The theme of our virtual summit over the last 3 days has been transformation via the sanitation economy. You've heard from experts, you've heard from our members, you've heard from business innovators, and now we'd like to do a quick recap of the week for you, so you know which videos to watch if you happen to miss something. And so maybe let me say a little bit about how we came to this session. In 2017, we launched our Toilet Board Coalition vision for the sanitation economy. And as we went around the world, talking to stakeholders and talking to businesses about the sanitation economy and its potential, a constant question was, what are businesses doing now? And so we wanted to use this opportunity of World Toilet Day to showcase how businesses are already building the sanitation economy, the opportunities that lie ahead, and how more businesses and stakeholders can get involved in helping us to accelerate this exciting new marketplace. And so on day one, we started with the toilet economy, and I'll give you a quick recap of some of the highlights of that day, and then I'll hand it over to my colleagues who have curated our days on circular sanitation and smart sanitation, which you've heard today. So on day one, on November 19th, World Toilet Day, we were focused on the toilet economy and the various achievements of the businesses that have gone through our Toilet Accelerator program in 2018. We kicked off with our chairman, Charlie Beaver from Unilever, who gave us a snapshot of the journey that businesses have been on over the last 3 years since the initiation of the Toilet Board Coalition in developing the sanitation economy vision and the vast opportunities that they see ahead of us in this new space. Then we went to some of the companies in our Toilet Accelerator and their multinational mentors. And we started with a company in India called T Toilets for Her, an innovative public toilet business for women, which is transforming what public toilets will mean for women in the city of Pune in India. It's a fascinating service model that integrates many elements of the sanitation economy, from toilet innovation itself to the circular economy, and really a new focus on smart sanitation and the potential for preventative healthcare. We also heard from our mentors, Unilever, Kimberly Clark, and Farmanesh, who have been working with that business in India, bringing their expertise to bear in order to develop a model together that will be new and will leverage a lot of new technologies, new insights, and new business opportunities. Next, we heard from our companies, Tiger Toilets and Lixil, who've been working together over this year, and they announced an exciting new partnership going forward out of the Toilet Accelerator program, where they've signed a letter of intent to continue to work together and develop the business together, bringing the expertise of toilets from Lixil together with a decentralized circular economy model for waste treatment, or circular sanitation, as we call it here at the Toilet Board. So an exciting announcement that came this week on that front. And then we went to Garv Toilets, which are really helping to set the scene for smart sanitation and their self-cleaning toilet in India, and many of the new insights that many businesses are now interested in applying in new ways. And Garv has a new partnership with Unilever coming out of our accelerator program as part of their young entrepreneurs program, taking them forward into 2019. We closed off the day here in Geneva with a first, what we're now calling the sanitation dialogues at the United Nations, where for the first time we brought together our business partners with global governments and ambassadors based here in Geneva at the UN to start to talk about the sanitation economy and how businesses and governments can partner more closely to build the sanitation economy together, to develop the enabling environments, to understand what is going to unlock this business potential for the private sector while recovering costs for the public sector. And one of the the developments that we've seen over this year is really that the sanitation economy has the potential to address the unsustainable and unaffordable costs of sanitation systems of the past towards a vast amount of business opportunity for the future. So I'm going to stop there and hand it over to my colleagues to now give you a recap of the exciting new business models and new business ventures in the circular sanitation economy and smart sanitation economies that are showcasing how businesses are already building the sanitation economy.
Thanks, Cheryl. I'm Sandy Roger, and it was my great pleasure to take us through the second day of the summit, which was about the circular sanitation economy. So that's where the circular economy and the sanitation economy overlap. And we brought together, in effect, these two communities yesterday. We were live streaming not only within the Toilet Boards event, but also within the Disruptive Innovation Festival, which is a big circular economy event run by the Ellen MacArthur Foundation. And we led off with a company who are probably the most prominent player with a foot in both of these areas, and that's Veolia. So Laurent Auguste is one of the top team of Veolia for a number of years, a leading figure in the circular economy area, now on the steering board of the Toilet Board as Veolia have joined us as our 6th corporate member. And he really led us into a very clear and direct statement that sanitation is business. It can be a profitable business producing a variety of different reuse products. And he really echoed what we've been saying in the Toilet Board about the language. In fact, at one point he said, yes, there's something that we used to call waste. So waste is history. The word now is resources. And if you go on the Veolia website, you very quickly come to the statement, we are resources. So I think in a way that really captured the sense of the day, that if we think of the materials that flow through toilets as resources, we think that they have value, then you begin to create a completely different mindset and a completely different approach to sanitation. So from there, we went to the second session, which was about agriculture. Can you apply the sanitation economy on a plantation? Does it allow you to provide sanitation more effectively than if you take a traditional approach? Well, the conclusions are here in the report that we've published. That's on our website as we speak. And this is based on a feasibility study that we've done this year, a new methodology that we've developed, working with the Ethical Tea Partnership and with Tata and their plantations business in Assam. And it throws up a very interesting set of opportunities for that individual plantation, and Tata confirmed on the call that they intend to go forward from the feasibility into a demonstrator phase, bringing entrepreneurs in who can actually build sanitation facilities on that site. But the question then is, how many other doors can be opened? And the interesting part of this story was, we didn't just conclude that you can provide sanitation on these plantations, we concluded that there is what's called a triple bottom line. So this is better economically because it offsets costs. It may even repay its capital. This is better environmentally, not just in the obvious sense that sanitation reduces pollution going onto the ground and into water systems, but it also reduces carbon emissions. And it may well improve soil and agricultural productivity, allow you to use less fertilizers. That's something we need to do more work on. And by the way, it produces a much higher probability of getting sanitation working in a way that people will use. So by bringing this circular approach, which some of the people with perhaps a traditional view of sanitation might think, well, it's a bit of a digression from the social purpose of what we're doing. But it turns out you get this triple bottom line effect, and you're probably going to get more better sanitation, more sustainably implemented if we go down this route. So that's where this is leading. There's a lot of work still to do. This is really the start of this project, and the report sets out the opportunity. But we already have other companies that are interested in joining this project as we go forward into 2019. So it's looking like the start of something that could be really promising. So then we had two sessions following that, one on business models, and then one which we called the pathway to profitability and looking at innovative financing. And those sessions brought together 4 entrepreneurs, people that we've worked with in this year's Toilet Accelerator Program and last year as well. And also a number of the people, the real industry experts who've been working with them, including Veolia, including our director, Pascal Guiffon, including EY, Portia Peresley, also from USAID. So you had the people that are trying to create a business model for their own business, and you had the experts looking at how these business models are developing. And it's really fascinating to see how these are real little businesses, because they are little businesses still, but with incredible potential to scale up. And one of the conclusions we came to last year was that the issue is not, can these businesses be profitable? The issue is, can we get them to scale up? And what we saw with these companies is they're all beginning to move along that line. And in fact, Andrew Foote from Sanovation had just the day before announced his new plant that was being built. And you know, Jeff Halliwell from Biomass Controls was talking about how fast his business is growing. So this idea that there are business models, they are genuine commercial business models, these businesses are being successful and scaling up, that came through really, really strongly. So it was a very exciting day, lots going on. And you know, it made a powerful statement about the circular sanitation economy, but it equally made a powerful statement about the whole sanitation economy. The three parts don't work in isolation, they work together. And we keep spotting the points of overlap as well. The toilets and the smart elements are highly relevant to circular and vice versa. So the whole system really works as one. So that's my summary of day 2. I'll hand over to Michael to remind us what happened today.
Thanks, Andy. I'm Michael Lindenmeyer, and I'm the co-lead for the Smart Sanitation and Digital Health initiative that we have at the Toilet Board Coalition. It was a very exciting day. The future is now. This is the time to get engaged in this. And as Sandy said, actually, all 3 of these are actually one thing. So there are many on-ramps to being part of the sanitation economy. What we saw today was also, so who is the next inbound cohort? Our colleague Claire walked us through it, and we traveled to Zambia, Uganda, Cambodia, and India. And it was a real example of how the Toilet Board Coalition works. We had the entrepreneurs themselves telling the stories. We had our independent director, John Lane, participate as well, who is someone who really has been around the block in the sanitation field and is someone who is a real advocate for what the Toilet Board Coalition is doing to help accelerate these entrepreneurs and grow business opportunities. And then it's another example of how big and small companies can come together to actually make real opportunities generate. So we also had Unilever's head of Zambia participate in the call, and it was very exciting to see their enthusiasm for the work that is happening from our entrepreneurs and the areas where they think that they can help each other grow. Was really proven in this next cohort as well. And the fact that there are an ever increasing number of entrepreneurs moving into this space. So there really is an economy that's burgeoning around this. We then moved on to the Smart Sanitation City efforts. So again, you can learn more about this at the Smart Sanitation City report on our website. This will give you a very clear view of what's happened in the last year. And we had an opportunity from our person on the ground, Sunil Agarwal, working with and speaking with the different leaders at the city of Pune to sort of outline what already is happening and also the excitement they have about what's possible. And the city of Pune really has been an exceptional partner with the Toilet Board Coalition, creating an enabling environment for different organizations and businesses to enter this. And when one thinks about what is a smart sanitation city, it does require organizations and companies who have an expertise in that. And so our follow-on session, the one that advanced us next, was also a partnership we have with the European Space Agency. So, you know, often people ask, well, how does space and sanitation come together? Well, we had Davide Coppola join us and walk us through what he saw was a unique opportunity, how he thought that this was a natural fit, not only for smart sanitation in the area of health, but he was also very much compelled and convinced about the opportunities that exist in the circular economy that Sandy just spoke about. And in fact, that was the genesis of the conversation to begin with. Then he also talked about how space technologies have been looking at health monitoring of individuals in the toilet for quite some time. And so the idea is to figure out how to make these ever more affordable. And what we also heard loud and clear was that the ESA is calling out to the private sector to engage in this opportunity, to look for IP that they might be able to transform, again, that being our theme, looking for ways to collaborate with other commercial players so that this can be a bigger opportunity, not only on the innovation of the technology, but the distribution of the technology. And as Sandy said, there's a triple bottom line to this. So in addition to industry being able to participate in this, you have the benefits that Sandy talked about in the circular economy, but you also have these tremendous opportunities in the area of health, and particularly in the preventative and precision medicine. And that leads us to our final session of the day, which was very exciting as well, where we gathered people together from MIT, Stanford, IBM, and PSI, and we had a very fruitful conversation talking about, is this technology even possible now? And the answer is yes. Not only is it possible, it's prevalent, it's affordable, but what it takes is innovative thinkers and entrepreneurs to assemble it in the right way and to really spot this opportunity and take advantage of it. And so we heard from PSI that they help step in where there might be some areas where the uplift of the initial market needs to take place. They described some platforms that they already have. So again, there's an opportunity for people to look at that. And if we circle back to our initial session with the 2019 cohort, several of the entrepreneurs highlighted smart sanitation as one of the main reasons why they sought out to be part of the accelerator, because they see tremendous opportunity. And we've talked about circular economy and smart sanitation, but one of the other really big opportunities was one highlighted by Jonas from IBM, and that is in the area of logistics and management. And so as Sandy also talked about, one of our partners, which is Veolia, the ability to be able to monitor and manage both centralized and decentralized sanitation system is extremely important in extracting those resources and getting them to market. And so we heard that, IBM is in that, obviously Veolia is in that, and all of these individuals are already collaborating. So it was a very exciting day on the smart sanitation front, and I look forward to 2019.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you to all of you who have been listening in. And again, if you haven't seen the whole program, you're going to want to see it. The transformation has begun towards the sanitation economy. New ecosystems are being built that have the opportunity to unlock vast new business opportunities, but also bring sustainability and affordability into sanitation systems for the future. So please join us, and we look forward to partnering with you into the future.